Simpson. Who the hell are you?
My name is David Silverman.
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
My name is David Silverman.
I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you?
My name is David Silverman.
Only one of these people is the real David Silverman, the animator of that rude, crude dude, Bart Simpson, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. Now let's meet our panel. Actor and raconteur, Orson Bean. Tony Award-winning actress, Peggy Cass. Star of the upcoming film Lena's Holiday, Chris Lemon. And to tell the truth's very own Kitty Carlisle. Here's the host of To Tell the Truth, Lynn Swan.
Yes, I hope you're all having a wonderful week, this holiday week. Christmas is behind us. Everyone got what I hope they asked for.
I got a Bart Simpson doll.
Well, we'll find out more about this. Listen, the story presented by our first team of challengers, all three of them claim to be David Silverman, and here is his story. Please, read along with me. I, David Silverman, am one of the animation directors of the hit TV show, The Simpsons. From storyboard to finished show, a Simpsons episode involves hundreds of people on 2 continents. It's a creative process that takes 6 months, costs $500,000, and often isn't finished until the night before it airs. The animation director, as I am, maintain that certain puffy look of the Simpsons universe and many secondary characters. In addition, I write out detailed instructions for the animators in Korea who draw each episode's 15,000 drawings. Although some schools have banned Bart t-shirts, it's clear America loves The Simpsons. Signed, David Silverman. We'll find out more about this cool cartoonist right after this. All three of these people came to be Mr. David Silverman, the animation director for Bart Simpson. Let's start the questioning with Kitty Carlisle.
Thank you. Number one, why do you do it partly in Korea?
It's cheaper.
And number two, who invented The Simpsons?
Matt Groening.
And number three, when you do, are you the director or are you the animator?
The director.
You're the director. Number two, you don't do any animating.
Oh, no.
You
I
do?
animate as well.
Number one, who is Chuck Jones?
I think Chuck Jones invented the characters for Warner Brothers.
Thank you. And number two...
Time is up, Kitty. Chris.
Okay, number one, you say you maintain a certain puffy look for the Simpsons universe. What do you mean by that?
Well, the characters look like they've been inflated with air, so they've expanded a little beyond the normal realm.
Yeah, and number two, the characters really are marvelous, especially the background characters. But I've noticed that you tend to have one with a sharp, sort of a long mouth that always plays the evil guy. Is that a favorite of yours for any reason?
You mean Mr. Burns?
Yeah, but I've seen the character in a number of different characters. I've seen that certain drawing done with the long lips and the sharp...
I think that's a stylistic thing that you're speaking of.
And number three, I love the character of the mom. Who plays her voice?
Julie Kavner.
Thank you.
Peggy.
Number one, how do you direct a cartoon character? I mean, you can't say, I want you to draw. I mean, how do you do it?
Well, you think about it in your head, first of all, and then you draw it on paper.
Oh, you do the drawing.
Yes, I do a drawing, and I have a staff of about 8. There's about 5 directors.
I see. Number three, Bart Simpson is famous in school for being one thing, sort of, isn't he?
An underachiever.
Thank you. Now, number two, why do people object to Bart?
I think a lot of people who object to it maybe haven't seen the show that often.
Thank you. Orson.
I think The Simpsons is the greatest thing that I couldn't be dragged out of my house on Thursday. I have to watch The Simpsons. Number one, Maggie spoke briefly. Now, is Maggie ever going to, in one of the episodes, it was a dream sequence, is Maggie going to grow up and speak eventually, or always stay the same age?
I think you'll have to ask Mac about that.
All right. Number three, what connection does Danny Elfman have with the show?
He did the score. He wrote the score for the opening.
Brilliant music. Number two, do you ever have to pull back? Do you ever have to say, we can't go that far? Because it's pretty far out, the show.
Only there's certain things that Matt likes better than other things, but we haven't had to pull back per se.
And number one, that family really...
Time is up, panel. That means it's time for you to vote for either number 1, number 2, or number 3. Our team of challengers will receive $500 for each incorrect vote with a guarantee of $1,000. And if our panel is fooled completely, the team receives $3,000. So, Kitty, do you think you know who it is?
I really don't, but I'm going to vote for number 1 because he said that Chuck Jones did something for Warner Brothers, and I think he did The Rabbit, The Road Runner.
The Rabbit.
Okay.
No?
Chris?
Well, I thought all 3 of them were awfully good, but I noticed during the course of the questioning that number 3 kept staring out into space, and that's the mark of a good animator.
that spacey stare. Peggy?
Well, I voted for number 3 because he answered one of Orson's questions about music. I don't know anything about it, but he seems so sure that I voted for you. I certainly hope you're not cheating.
Orson?
The Rabbit. You don't call Bugs Bunny the Rabbit.
No,
He's
Bugs
the
Bunny.
king of rabbits.
Of course, of course.
All right, and Chuck Jones did... anyway, I voted for number 1. I think he...
But it's number 3.
It is number... Oh, I'm sorry. It's number 3, Peggy says, but I still voted for number 1. Thank you.
Okay, well, Peggy seems to be sure. Anyway, let's recap the votes. We have 2 votes for number 1, no votes for number 2, and 2 votes for number 3. Well, now it's time to find out who the real Simpson sketcher is. With the real David Silverman, please stand up. Panel, they did a great job on you. David made a drawing for us. Let's take a look at this. And David, tell us all about it.
Well, I was speculating that perhaps I might do well in this show, and as you can see, Maggie got all the votes, I think, because of her great articulation.
Well, your cartoon came out to be true because you stumped the panel. Let's meet your imposters. Number 1, what's your name and what do you really do?
My name is David Schneiderman, and I own my own marketing firm in Los Angeles.
Terrific. And number 3?
My name is Max Muchnick, and I'm a high school English teacher.
Wonderful. Well, with the help, David, with a marketer and a teacher, you stumped our panel, so your team will receive $3,000. You played the game terrifically. Thank you for being here on To Tell the Truth. We'll be back with the Police Officer of the Year right after this.